Provide the romance.
Me, sir? But I have all the washing up to do, sir.
You'll have to work in your romance with the washing up like thousands of others have.
But I'm not romantic, sir. I'm very timid.
Timid? You? A Frenchman? Oh, now.
We're not all great lovers, sir. This is a fallacy about the French, made up by the English.
Miss Reed is a lady of the highest distinction. If she were French, she'd be at least a countess.
But even so, sir, I don't see why she must be provided with romance right in the middle of the sea.
The middle of the sea is as good as any other place.
Well, I'm very sorry, sir.
Sorry? It's not a request I'm making. You will present yourself to Miss Reed.
When?
I don't know. After dinner.
Oh, what shall I do?
Do? Act naturally. That's an order.
Don't worry, he'll get danger money for this.
Don't worry, Frenchie. You'll get paid. Oh, yes. I'm sure at the end of the movie there was a lesson to be learned. Well, I hope so, because tonight we're talking about fables tonight. Mainly Aesop's fables. You might be like, Nick, why are you spending Wednesday night, September 9th, 2020 at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live in Brooklyn, New York? Why are you spending that time talking about fables? And, I moved recently. And in the wall, sometimes when you move, you kind of leave stuff behind. I don't know if you do that. Like, they also left this bottle of wine behind. I don't know who were the previous occupants of this sewer tunnel, but let's, we're not gonna be a wine snob, okay? That's Nick the Rat Radio does not promote being a wine snob. No snobs in the sewer. Unless it's about video games. Then you can be a snob as much as you want in the sewer. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, I moved to another sewer tunnel. The last one was getting sprayed down by the government or something. They tried to find me, but they didn't get me. I got out by the hair on my telltale tail. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. In this new abode, it's a little bit of a larger sewer. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I could complain, but they left behind some stuff, and one of the things they left behind was it said A. Fables. So I was like, oh, it's like a fucking Aesop fable thing. But in the book, there were fables that I'd never even read before. And then I was thinking that, like, tonight, since the world around us, there's so much bad stuff happening. There's fires, there's famine, there's hunger, homelessness, abuse of power, disease, STDs, betrayal, pain, poverty, sexual abuse, earthquakes, floods, and even parasites that are all out there to kill us and stuff. And the only thing that this teaches us is that there'll be stories left behind, and it'll help future us's become better and not get killed by snakes and grass. So I thought I might actually read some of these fables to you tonight and give you some opinions on the whole thing. I have a lot to say about the whole. We usually start the show off with some music, so let's just jump right into some tunes. We're going to have a great show tonight. I think I just woke up from the last episode. I think I was just talking to Paul, and I had so much to drink, I passed out. It was like a 4-hour long show. I don't remember what happened there. So, tonight, instead of drinking beer and liquor, I thought, I'd change it up to wine, because I think a sloppy podcast is something that people shouldn't really put out. Nobody wants to hear a slurring drunk guy. Understand? Like, it's... Who's going to listen to that? I don't even know what happened. Drunk rat. Anyway, well, let's get to the music over here. We got Icro Duron with Ancient. This is a great song. I listened to it earlier. You should listen to it now. Paul stole my wallet? No!
Thank you, and
Nick the Rat can do good work.
Yes, and he can do great work.
Well, that was a great track right there. I dug it. Did you dig it? Because if you did, you could listen to all this music. It's free on SoundCloud. You could use it wherever you want to use it. It's supposedly CC BY 3.0, supposedly. But I'm sure there'll be tracks tonight that get flagged up and down the wazoo for all kinds of reasons. But that's fine, you know. My wazoo is ready for those strikes. Whip that wazoo. That's what I always said. That's a life lesson for you. Whip that wazoo. Well, anyway, we also have more than just fables tonight. We have phone calls. I'm going to actually open the phone line very soon here so we can talk to people live about fables and see if they know any fables. If you know any fables that are short, I don't need you reading like a book. This is not an audiobook podcast, okay? There's other podcasts that I'm sure are audiobook podcasts. This is not one of them. I would like a short, sweet fable if you have one. If you have a nice, thick, long fable, we'll save that for the table. Mabel or Sable? Anyway, 917-719-5923 is where you could reach me. You could even leave a voicemail fable right now if you'd like. That's only if you like. If you don't like, then don't do it. It's the beauty of freedom. So we were discussing the fables, and then I brought up voicemail, but I left out the chat room, sewer chat. You could go to sewer chat. It's all over the place. By going to nicktherat.com and clicking social and deciding how you would like to participate with the group. Currently, we're on Twitch. We're on IRC. We're on the No Agenda stream. Adam Curry just was on Joe Rogan, and he did a great job from what I've seen so far. I didn't watch the whole thing. And to tell you the truth, the background really kind of does freak me out. The red room with the black ribbing. It looks like they're in like a spaceship or something, which is okay, I guess. But not for me. Not for me. It would trip me out. Like if I was stoned in there, I'd be a little freaked out. I'd think that I was getting eaten by like a giant worm that was in the sand or something that jumped out and ate me and told me not to fear fear. It's not very Pootie Pie. No, it's kind of more like Dr. Disrespect. Like you can imagine that being like his dropship airplane streaming base. I don't know. It's a little too colorful. I don't know. They could probably just change the color in there and it's fine. Replace the I don't know. Whatever. You know, he could do whatever he wants. If he likes it in there, that's good for him. Red is good for the show art. Still have to watch that though. Adam Curry and Joe Rogan have very fun and interesting conversations sometimes. Usually not about ejaculating Asian men though. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. We're talking about fables tonight. Maybe that was a fable. Maybe Adam was telling me a fable. I didn't mention sewer chat on Discord. You could go to Discord as well. Discord is a thing that I check often. I'm also on No Agenda Social and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. No, I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, everybody. I'm sorry. I have there's not enough people in the sewer, not enough scientists down here to help me with all that. You could also email me. There's email too. Email exists. Nick@nicktherat.com. If you put hashtag sewer chat in there, you'll get a hold of me. You'll get my ear during the show. But last show was really bad actually. Last show I didn't take any voicemail. It was a different kind of show. I usually don't have a guest on for 4 hours and just get trashed with them and talk about Worf. I think I remember Diane, were we talking about Worf? Diane is telling me not to talk about last week, so we're not going to talk about last week. We're going to continue on this road forward. Maybe I could look it up. Find a sewer chat gas blast. I mean, a gas. If you email me, put gas blast in there. This place I bought is falling apart. Let's see here. What's the fastest way to find a email with a title gas blast other than typing in gas blast? Yeah, we had a couple last week. I kind of missed these. This is from last week. Let's see what we got here. It's a gas blast. It says eat bugs, drink soy, wear mask, browse Reddit, listen to mainstream media, buy Disney Plus. Buy it like in the stock market or rent it. Subscribe to Netflix. Rent Netflix. Disconnect from nature. Live in the city. Watch Star Wars. I think you mean rent Star Wars. Consume. And I'm going to add rent on there as well. It's like a very rental market. You don't own anything anymore. Everything's just like owned by somebody else. And you're paying to use it. It's a very strange concept. It doesn't seem like it's a big thing, but it is actually it's kind of a big thing. We do have voicemails as well. I think there's a lot. I think I missed a lot last week. I couldn't play all of them. It was a lot going on last week. I don't know what happened, but let's listen to a voicemail. I think this is a week old. I don't know what this is going to be.
Hey Nick the Rat, this is William Doyle again from London, Ontario. Just wanted to say I think Picard is pretty bad so far.
Okay.
Haven't seen the last episode, and
bad.
Discovery has been trugging on and not very good either. Haven't tried Lower Deck. Thanks.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm happy I listened to that voicemail. Sometimes you get a nice little Star Trek chat. I don't know why Nick the Rat would never talk about Star Trek. I'm not a nerd or anything. So I was having difficulties with Fables actually when I first started thinking about it. I was thinking about like because I got this book and I'm looking at these things. And I'm like, these are Fables, right? It might be something else. It does say Fables on the book, so usually, but I've been told not to judge a book by the cover. So even if the cover says it's a.fables, I'm not going to think it's Fables. I'm not taken in that easily. That's why I'm really annoying to be around. People are like, why are you questioning if that's actually the menu for the diner? Those are eggs. You could order them. And I'm like, I think the last person that was here just left this year. This is not really the menu. Diane, did you call that diner about that, by the way? I think she just gave me the peace sign. I hope. That better have been the peace sign. I forget what we were talking about. Fables, I think. Oh, the difference between fables and like, what is a fable? Because I'm like, what the heck is it? And then I started thinking about like fairy tales and nursery rhymes and myths and legends and all that. So let's talk about everything that's not a fable right now. See, a fairy tale is a tale in it's like a folk tale. Why are we not talking about fables? Oh yeah, because you thought a fable and a nursery rhyme were the same thing, which they kind of are. But nursery rhymes kind of have a music to them. Fables don't have music, and sometimes more of a meaning, I think. Can you play another voicemail really quick? Yeah, I'm really.
Yeah, I'm calling because I want to get in on that Ouija board game show.
No.
We want to get in that Ouija board game show that you have had. We have our own button.
A Ouija board.
Ouija board button.
I really want to contact some demons in hopes they will do my bidding on the game show.
We even have a button to answer the question.
Ouija board.
How are they going to contact demons using a Luigi springboard? I don't get it. Some sweet Luigi jumping noises back there, though. That was pretty cool. See, this is why I do the show, so I could contact people outside of the sewer. It's been very lonely down here. Oh, somebody in the chat is actually mentioning, see, I read the chat while I do the show, too. It's very hard to do this. It's a very acquired skill, but I've learned how to do it. I could concentrate on 30 things at once and do them all like shit. It's quite the talent. Somebody said, Ducky, I think that said, fables have to have animals in it, right? Now, this might be true. And this got me thinking, because Aesop, he's the famous guy for fables. Maybe he was the world's first furry. Think about it. Was Aesop the world's first furry? He wrote furry fanfic. He was the first one, this Aesop. Surprised there's no Aesop's Furry Club somewhere in Brooklyn. I looked because I'm part of a couple of furry clubs. They always kick me out, though. They're like, no, you have to wear the full... And I'm like, nah. Just got the ears, bro. Anyway, we should have... I don't want to like leave you guys hanging, so we're gonna listen to a tune. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about the sponsors of the show, and then we'll open the phone lines after that. So if you would like to talk to me, if you know a good fable, if you have a fable that you know, I haven't even read you the ones that I found. The ones that I found are pretty amazing. They're juicy fables. They're what I would call thick fables. And that's a good thing if you're new out there. Anyway, we're listening to, let's see, Props with Reflection. Let's listen to this tune. We'll be right back with more. We'll be back with more if they don't kick me off. Nick the Rat Radio, everybody.
Morning to you, sir. Nick the Rock. Hello? Is this thing on?
I think it's on. That's cool. People actually donate to keep the show running, because if you didn't donate, I'd have a lot less fun doing the show. Actually, I prefer if you just listen. I like the listeners and people that interact too. If you ever have anything you want to send me, like artwork, you could send it to nick@nicktherat.com. I love art. Somebody did an awesome art of do you want to play a game like Puppet Dude rat version? And also you could send it to Nick at P.O. Box 90549, Brooklyn, New York 11209. That's P.O. Box 90549, Brooklyn, New York 11209. Much like somebody sent me this awesome piece of paper here that has 5 and then about 100 zeros after it. Thanks for your show, Sir Cross-Stitch. Sent me a check for about $5 billion. You guys are poor. There's a lot of poor people out there that listen to this show. $5 billion, people. I'm living on top of the cheese heap over here. Thank you so much there. That's awesome. This is the first time I actually got a check in the mail. Sir Cross-Stitch. Cheers to you, mate. Also, we're all poor all the time. We are the slaves of the planet. But that's fine. You just have to enjoy your stay while you're here. Actual thick money bags over here. Ow. You could also buy this shirt. I've been uploading all the cover art. I gotta add different art to my Redbubble shop. But anyway, let's look at other donations. I think I got a couple other donations this week. You could donate at nick@nicktherat.com and click donate. And if you click the right order of buttons and put the secret code in, you could actually send me money through PayPal. It's a pretty wild experience. Or you could send me, at the P.O. box. I'd love to get some like artwork and stuff. That'd be dope. That would be dope. It looks like we have CRS. CRS, you know who you are. If you would like me to say your whole CRS thing on the show or do a advertisement for you, I will. And for $8,040, yes, I will. But the last guy donated $5 billion. So this is... Why am I even doing a donation segment anymore? I just got $5 billion. That's a lot of dollarettes there. We got NW with the 420 subscription. Thank you so much for the 420 subscription. NW has been there for a long time, and I just want to say thank you to him or her or Alien. I don't know. Whatever. It's all cool. Whatever you would prefer. Just give me a couple errors. Let me mess up a few times. I think we should open the phone lines. 917-719-5923. If you would like to get in touch with Nick the Rat and tell him a fable, or if you know a fable, or if you are a character in a fable right now, give a call and let everybody know. Much like this person over here might have.
Hey, Nick. A little pre-show fun. We're having playing the chase. Oh God, I love that song. It makes me so fucking rock hard. Like only 1 or 2 pumps, you'd think, but then it lasts forever and ever. Fucking hell, yeah. I'd recommend it as a sexy time song. See how that goes while she's choking.
That was disgusting. Diane, why didn't you cut that phone call off sooner? There was about 30 more minutes of content right there, but she finally cut it off after about a minute. Thank you, Diane. Please. Don't subjugate my audience to such filth. Disgusting filth. Would you guys like to hear one of these fables that are in this book over here? I need at least one yes in the chat. Otherwise, the show's over. All right, we got one yes in the chat. Yes. We got 2 yeses. All right, here we go. We got 2, we got 3, we got like 2 billion yeses in the chat here. All right, here we go, everybody. We're going to read this first fable. Where did I put the book? There's a floppy book. It's got a lot of heft to it, a lot of heft. But I'm only going to read a couple of the gems from this because I'm thinking about selling this book later. Here we go. This one is titled The Rat and the Croc. It seems like there's always animals involved in here, so yeah, I think this is probably it here. All right. Each page has just like a couple words on it. It's a rat was traveling down a sewer pipe. A very proud rat, considering his small stature and below average smell. As Mr. Rat traversed the sewer, he kept mostly to the ditch. He noticed a great commotion down the pipe. And soon, a large caravan came into his view. It was the Queen and her crew. The Queen rode on a huge alligator covered in shiny beads. Part of the Queen's crew were a royal dog and cat. A great crowd of sewer dwellers followed behind. They were so taken up with the shock of the alligator, Mr. Rat was not noticed, and this made him feel bad. "What fools," he cried, "look at me, and you will soon forget that slick, lubricated crock." Is it his great length that makes your eyes pop out, or his wrinkled hood? Oh, God. What is it? Why, I have eyes and ears. Why, even I have eyes and ears, and many legs, and as many legs as he. I am of just as much importance, and... But just then, as he said those last words, the royal cat glared at him. And the next instant, Mr. Rat knew he was not quite so important as the croc. Now, right here, this is the cool part about this. They actually added in what the meaning of the fables are. The fables always have meanings to it, right? Now, you could get your own ideas from that story. And you might come up with this great answer, but you're probably wrong. So you listen to what they have written down here. This is the truth. It's been written, so it's true. What you're thinking is not. You know, your brain and you, that's like your own entity. This is a whole separate situation over here. So whatever you think that might have meant, you were wrong. What it actually meant was, looking like a giant oiled up crock doesn't mean you are a giant oiled up crock. There's a lot more of this to come right now. And let's listen to one more voicemail, and then we'll listen to some music. We'll be right back with more Nick the Rat.
Nick the Rat, this is William Doyle again. I'm right now on Hence's Beach.
What?
And I'm leaving No Agenda stream playing for my bird. So a special request I have is for anything that a green cheek conure might enjoy. That's a green cheek conure.
Green tea Kanye? What the hell is he talking about here? Anyway, let's listen to some music and wash that last voicemail out of our head. Electric Senses with Indigo.
Nick the Rat!
Hey, motherfucker.
Nick the Rat.
Unmute that fucking tab.
You over here! Run! Run!
Welcome back to Nick the Rat. That was a great track on Nick the Rat Radio. I love all the music that I find, otherwise I wouldn't play it. It's all pretty groovy. Gets me in the mood to read Gas Blast, actually. Where's my Gas Blast readometer? I got a readometer over here. Oh, Medusa. I always say your name wrong. I always think Medusa whenever I see your name. Thank you for the Prime subscription. Watching you play Factorio last night was awesome. You should follow DE_MEDUS on Twitch. He's got a very smooth sounding voice, and he's like, I'm gonna play some Factorio over here. I'm gonna build a factory. I had that on in the background for like hours there. It was great. Gas blasts. Let's see what we have in the pipe. This one might be a little bit old too. Cirque du Soy. I miss hearing from your mom and Jimmy. That's why I don't read Gas Blast all the goddamn time. That's just rude, bro. So Aesop's Fables. Let's go back to this guy Aesop over here. Chop's Fables? No. Oh, jeez. You know, Illuminati, where's your story time? Well, Illuminati has been nailing it out of the park with all the knowledge for origins of things and stuff. Her podcast is pretty dope. You should check it out. It's good stuff. It'll be flying full force soon. It's got the little wind push. It's getting bigger though. The gust will come through. I think she just put out episode 3. It's easiest to find it on YouTube, sadly, right now. But you know, it will spread. It will become sentient. It will grow arms and legs. It will devour your house with knowledge. I think she has a lot of cool guests lined up too. We'll see what happens. Should be cool. You know what? Let's read one more Gas Blast here because I'm totally off subject. And I was thinking about Aesop's Fables, which this whole episode's about, and I was like, you know, fuck that. Let's just read another Gas Blast. I don't read the name of the person, their email address. I try not to dox anybody. I'm sick of the SWAT team coming in here and beating my ass. Hey Nick, sorry to be a downer, but my cat died yesterday at 18 years old. Oh, sorry. He was awesome, and I'll miss him dearly. Until next time, Dimitri. I know Lily is glad to see you. I'll miss giving you chin scratches and being ignored by you. Say meow to Meemaw and scratch James for me. I love you, man. Meow. Oh, it's pathetic. He's writing love letters to his passed away cat. No, I'm just joking. That's horrible, man. I just watched Cobra Kai, so I got the strike first feeling flying through my veins. It's not good. You should never strike first. You should always never burn a bridge. So I feel sorry for your cats, even though they're murderers of the rat species. But I hope your grieving period is short, and I hope they live with you forever inside of you, and I hope you memorialize them so more people could experience their love and warmth throughout time after you die, which is going to happen one day as well, you know. It looks like we have a phone call coming in. Hello, caller. You are on Nick the Rat Radio.
I know. Hi. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I just read a letter about some guy's dead cat, though.
Yeah, that was sweet, actually. He liked the scritches on his chin. Oh.
I heard scritches were for bitches, though.
Scritches for bitches?
And he said it was a male cat. And cats can't be dogs anyway.
Oh.
I guess what I heard is wrong. See, this is the thing with life. Everything you hear, you can't trust it. You don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah. I guess.
Caller, are
Some
you
things,
are you
most
high?
things I don't trust. Am I high?
Are you?
Should I be?
Are you stoned?
No. I could change that if you want.
That'd be awesome. Yes.
Listen.
Change that. Why
Thank
not?
you. Thanks for promoting our show, by the way. That's
Holy
nice
shit! This is
of you.
Illuminati.
Yeah, it's me.
So, damn, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
I've heard some various sad things about people. I've had a lot of people. They're like, "Where the fuck are your stories? I don't care about your stupid podcast. I want your stories." I said, "Well, stories. No, I want your stories, bitch.
Whoa.
Where are they?" And I was like, "Okay, just put the gun down. I'll be, I'll do some stories." They're like, "No, I want a story right goddamn now." I said, all right. So, writing a story for next week.
Wait, you're writing a story? We
need
that story
week.
right
It'll be
now.
there.
We don't need it next week. We need it today,
You
right
want to
now.
start it right now?
Can you whip a story out of thin air? Can you spin a story?
Oh, fuck. Let's see here. 2 crows were sitting on a stoplight, and they were watching a third crow mess around in the middle of the street. One crow looks to the other crow and says, "Oi, what's Danny doing down there?" The other one goes, "I don't know. It looks busy though." So they were watching the third crow mess around in the middle of the street, and they realized that he was screwing around with an alligator lizard. They're like, "Oh, yeah, alligator lizard, what is he doing in there?" So the third crow messes around with the alligator lizard and flies away when a car drives by. And eventually, the crow positions the alligator lizard just right. And a car comes by and goes, vroom, runs over the alligator lizard. Loud pop. Emerges from the alligator lizard and he's dead. Alligator lizard's dead. Third crow flies down and he eats the alligator lizard.
Whoa.
And the crow's
What's the moral of this
like,
story?
Slimy. Huh?
Is there a moral to the story? 3 crows, be an alligator crow bro? Or eat the first croc you see in the street?
I mean, I don't know. I just made up a story.
Flat croc tastes better than a live deadly croc? Is it? You said a crocodile, an alligator? I'm sorry, I'm a little drunk.
Alligator lizard.
I don't want to. Yeah, an alligator lizard. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was wrong with the whole croc thing. I've just got croc on the mind.
You just got thrown off, man.
It happens. I get thrown off very easily.
It's okay. You'll be all right.
Okay, thank you.
Don't cry.
I was doing this podcast with this evil woman that was showing me pictures of dogs eating rats last week. It was really traumatizing.
Oh, yeah, she's kind of a big see you next Tuesday, if you get my drift. kind of a heartless, not very nice individual.
It was hard for me to get. It was hard for me to get past. Maybe that's what this
Are
story
you gonna
means.
be okay?
This story means.
Maybe you should have a different host.
What are you talking about?
Wait, maybe you should kick her out. Of Utas.
She's gonna kick
Kick
me
her out
out
of her own.
Oh wait,
Oh,
that's
kick her
you.
out of her
Holy,
own.
I'm really drunk right now. I don't know.
Wow.
Illuminatia. I mean, you are
Yeah.
an amazing host. You did not scare me. I have really chiseled rat hair on my chest. It's chiseled.
Oh.
Yeah. So
good.
nothing affects me. And that's what your story taught me too. Even 3 crows up in a tree needs a car to kill me. They're just little punk ass crows, and
They're just punk ass crows.
a random car killed me, and they took what was left. So it means that I shouldn't fear the crow. I should just know that death is coming for me. Right? That's the moral of your story, I think.
Whoa, that got real deep. My crow story is just. Did you like it? It seems.
No, it was pretty. It was. I learned a lot from it. I'm not scared anymore.
I even did the voices. Oh, good. I cured your.
I think you just cured me. You're a doctor.
cured you.
This is great.
I am. Yes.
Did you know that the last episode that we did of Utas was about not evolution but domestication?
Yeah.
And did you know that when I was thinking about domestication, I was thinking about craters and valleys for some reason? I don't know, because I think there was dome involved, and a crater is like an inverted dome. Is there crater domestication?
I wonder if Dom, like DOM, means like in or something. Dom.
I think it means like jailing. Putting it together. I think I would guess, but I don't know. Do we have any Latin? That's what we need on the show. A Latin expert.
Yeah, that's true. We need some experts.
We need some Latin people on the show. If there's any Latinas or Latinos that would like to be on our show to help teach.
Well, there's one dude that I know is like, he's fluent in Latin for some reason, like old Latin.
Latinologist.
I don't know why. He's cool. He's a cool dude. He's very he actually did express interest in coming on the show. He wants to talk about stuff. I have another friend that wants to talk about. They just all want to come talk about stuff. It's kind of cool. It's nice.
Yeah, we need to get a whole group of people talking about stuff and things. Did you know that there was a show called Things and Stuff too or something? I was looking at the name after.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's not I don't think they really use it that much, or
maybe not.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Well, I mean, we're Utas, so fuck them. We are the things and the stuff, not them. I don't care.
Agree. They're not Utas. They're not.
They're not Utas. Yeah. We are Utas. Utas.
Together, we are Utas. Did you ever have a story affect your life?
Yes, absolutely.
What was the last story that affected your life?
Well, let's see here. So, I don't know why I thought of this. So, I read The Alchemist. It's about this kid that takes place in the desert, and he's talking about the alchemy, and it kind of pushed me to want to look into that more. That's why my first episode was about that. It's a brief little thing like that.
Is that the one where the kid brother dies and turns into a mechanical warrior?
No.
Oh.
I think that's Full Metal Alchemist or something like that.
Ooh. Okay. Sorry. Hey. Well, what are you gonna do? Oh. So did you become an alchemist? No. Did you get like a degree?
A degree?
Did you like succeed in your life of the book, The Dream?
Yes, yeah. Yes to that question.
Yes to that question. That question gets a yes.
You know? Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of different books.
Well, that's what the fables are weird though, because like they showed up out of nowhere. They were just short little itty bitty stories that taught life lessons. Like they wrote every story that was possible before people were writing stories. Like every fable probably has a root in one of today's fiction or nonfiction stories.
I'm trying to dig up one of my fables here. I have a bunch of different fables that
You have
I'm reading.
You got like a whole of fables or something?
Yeah, got a ton of fables. Got some new fables. Yeah.
Dig through your fable box and grab us. Who here has fable? I only have this one book right here that I found because I moved here, and there's just a book of weird fables in it.
Yeah, let's see here. I moved all my books all around because we just moved and I can't find my books. Damn it. Yeah, it's interesting because fables, you'll hear the same fable but in different cultures, and it's like a similar fable, but it's told in all like different ways. It's kind of neat.
I wonder why that happens.
Like that. I don't know. There's that Bluebeard story where it's about this really rich guy, and he wants his neighbor's daughter. She's really pretty, and she's like, oh yeah, he's rich, great. So they get married, and you know, that didn't take much wooing on his part, you know, rich guys. So he leaves. He says, all right, well, you have access to the entire house. You can go anywhere you want. Just do not go into the basement. Bitch is like, okay. So she leaves him, or he leaves her all the keys to the house and everything. It's a huge house, huge mansion. She's walking around. She's chilling for a few days, and all of a sudden she's like, what the fuck's in that basement? So she wants to go in the basement, right? So
it's like Adam and Eve.
She finds the key. She finds the key to the basement, right? And she opens the door. She walks in, and it's dark. Her shoes are sticky. She's like, what the fuck is this? Her shoes are really sticky. She's looking all around, and she flips on a light, and all around her are just body parts. There's like arms in one basket. There's legs in another basket. There's heads, you know, and the floor's sticky because it's coated in dry blood. Still, you know, still a little wet because there's so much. And she freaks the fuck out. Oh my God, there's body parts everywhere. They're all women. They're all females. She's like, oh fuck, I'm next. And she drops the key. And the key gets covered in blood.
Ah.
It's like, fuck. So she picks up the key. She's like, oh no, what am I gonna do with this key? And she's trying to wipe the blood off the key, and the blood doesn't come off. No matter how much she scrubs and scrubs, she's like, God damn it, doesn't bleach work? Nothing works. She's scrubbing this blood off the key, and she closes the basement. You know, she washes her shoes because she was stepping in the blood. And those are all fucked up. Though the blood won't come off of those. Like she's just like, oh my God, this blood, you know. And all of a sudden, Bluebeard comes home, her husband. She's like, oh fuck. And he comes in, and he just goes, so how was everything? You have a good time? She goes, yeah, great time. I had a great time. You know, it's great. And he's like, you seem a little nervous. What's the matter? She says, nothing. So you want me to cook you dinner or something? He goes, no, what's wrong? Can I have my keys back, by the way? She goes, yeah. He was looking at all his keys. He goes, one of my keys are missing. She goes, oh, which one is that? He goes, the one in the basement. She goes, oh, you must have not given it to me because you don't want me to go in there or something. He goes, no. It was on this key ring. I know it was. She's like, oh, fuck. She's like, oh, you mean this key? She pulls it out. He goes, yes, that key. He's looking at it, and he's like, huh, why is it covered in blood? She's like, oh, I don't know. He's like, you little bitch, it's covered in blood. You went in the basement. She's like, ah, she runs away. And Bluebird's chasing her. He's gonna kill her. He's gonna chop her up. Or at least that's what she thinks. So she runs out of there, and she tries to get help from her father. She says, Dad, what do I do? And she gets trapped in his yard or something, and she can't get out. She's calling for help, and Bluebeard is gaining up on her. He's gaining on her, gonna catch her. But her father hears. He's like, oh, my daughter. Like, you're gonna really kill your neighbor's daughter, right? He's right there. Anyway, and he goes, God damn it! So he summons her brothers. He says, we gotta go save my daughter, your sister, whatever her name is. And they're like, okay. So they go and they go kill Bluebeard, defending the daughter.
They kill him?
No, they killed him. Yep. And everybody found out about his nasty dead bodies and everything, and someone's like, oh, no wonder why she was missing. She was dead in the basement. Her arms were in a basket. The end.
You know what's weird about this? I heard this story before.
Yeah, it's a pretty common story, actually.
But the guy had a pink beard. He didn't have a blue beard. He had a pink beard. I heard almost the same story, but it was a guy with a pink beard.
Really?
Yeah. That's fucking weird. I heard that like millions of years ago. Like this is like one of the first stories I've ever heard. It was about a guy with a pink beard that, oh boy.
Millions of years ago. Whoa.
Shit lasts a long time.
Wow.
I found that fossilized in a stone. Cracked it out.
Oh. Well, anyway, did you like my fable?
Wait, you made that?
I didn't make it, but it was loosely based on an actual fable.
Was it based on a fable with a guy with a pink beard?
I don't know. You're asking me so many questions that I don't understand.
Did you order this pizza?
Yes. Of course I did. How could you doubt me?
I thought so. I thought so. Caller, I have another question for you.
Okay.
If you were in a house and there was no doors or no windows either, there's no way to leave the house. There's just you in a box. And it was pitch black.
Uh-huh.
And there's no lights and everything was just dark.
Yeah.
How would you know you were in a house?
How would I know I was in a house? Well, I'd probably just like feel around and feel if there's a wall. And then I'd be like, it's probably a house.
It's actually a pretty good answer. All right, well, do you have anything else you would like to say to the people of Sewer Chat?
Yeah, thanks guys for listening to me talk randomly. Also, thanks for being supporters of UTAS. I hope, we're still in our infant stages here, so bear with me. I'll get this down. Nick's the pro. I'm not.
Oh, you'll be a pro soon. Soon you'll be the pro, and I'll be the person that hangs up on you. Have a good night. Got her. Hung up right there. Look at that. It's a long call. Let's listen to a voicemail, a short voicemail. Long calls, short voicemail.
You're listening to DJ Plants. That's right, it's DJ Plants. And I think Nick the Rat is a little pussy.
Whoa. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we're gonna...
DJ Plants.
I was getting all into that as a group. Let's listen to the Wild Music, Take and Build. This actually this song discusses what I feel about culture and life at the time. I might get kicked off of the earth for playing this. We'll find out.
Hi, my name is
Luke. What are you listening to?
Hi, my name is
Luke. What are you listening to?
Hi, my name is
Luke. What are you listening to?
Today we're going to create a mashup. DJs, by taking these records and playing them back, are giving us snatches of our history.
Culture always builds on the past.
Having these moral struggles with someone collaging two songs together seems like something that could be very dated very fast.
Part of the creative process is building on other people's creativity freely.
If you sample one note of a sound recording, it's copyright infringement.
We live life constantly against the law, and that's what we are doing to our kids. Kids.
If you keep on making the music, that's when the lawsuits start.
We live in a remix culture now, and the laws have to change to be able to help that culture do what it has to do.
Copyright was originally designed to encourage people to create, not stop them. It's part of evolution. Think Mozart, Shakespeare, or Thomas Edison. But these days,
The view on the traditional side was
What they're doing is cheap and easy.
to create requires the permission of somebody else. This is a very lazy way of songwriting.
The people doing it should be embarrassed.
Culture where creativity was consumed, but the consumer is not a creator.
None of it is his. He's just rearranging other stuff.
What they're doing is illegal.
Read-only culture.
You can't argue your creativity when it's based on other people's stuff.
well, why not? From the dadaists to the beat poets, the pop art of Warhol, today's remixers are standing on the shoulders of giants.
I've never really heard a completely original musical idea by anyone.
I've made records with a lot of people.
Taking the songs of the day and the old songs and remixing them to make them something different.
People have a hard time taking a step back and thinking, wow, sampling is an instrument.
This is writing in the 21st century. It is literacy for a new generation where people participate in the creation and the recreation of the culture around us.
Like Elton John in a headlock, just put a beat behind him and pour a beer on his head.
It is building a different democracy.
If you're going to do this, you're going to have people like Metallica with very deep pockets who are very tenacious on your back all the time.
That's fucked.
Are we supposed to say certain things are off limits to making art? Is art off limits? Is other people's art off limits? You know, you're making art? That doesn't make any sense. That's just silly. That's just some business guy's way.
I, as a musician, give you the right to sample my work, take and build, create, remix. These are communities. They're being created by the opportunity this technology makes available. And these communities engage in a kind of conversation, each one taking what the other had done and adding to it, mixing it and changing it, and engaging in a creative act.
To use the modern media against itself, to critique the power it has over our lives.
Everyone's just going to keep getting more and more extreme with protecting their own ideas. And, you know, I think eventually everyone's going to realize that it's beneficial to share ideas.
Read, write culture. People produce for the love of what they're doing and not for the money.
And that's the movement that's necessary to change this world where girl talk is a crime. That's this world. What's the word? That's fucked.
Welcome back to Nick the Rat, where I'm going to tell you another fable, if you like it or not. I found this book. I found it for a reason. Found it to share the knowledge, and the joy. Hold on, I need to change this, how it looks, because I can't tell a fable with this nice little background over here. 1 second. I know the people that are listening to this podcast are like, why are you talking about the video aspects? And people that are listening to the video, they're like hearing the fact that they don't want to be talking about that either. So I'm upsetting two groups of people with one comment, which is fine because I don't really care. No, I'm joking. I do care. I do care. But this is my creation. Now, if you're not here for the, if you don't like something, then you don't deserve me at my best or some shit. They use some weird thing like that. Just Whoa, okay, that's not cool. That's not cool. All right, that's decent enough. Here we go. Okay, let's tell a little fable. Where's my book? This book's gonna make me millions over here. There we go. The Slick, the Fast, and the Furious. That's what this one is called. All right. Oh, they actually fit it all on one page on this one. That's good. It's less annoying. One day, a very sexy rat came to a snake and asked, okay. Her to lend him a bit of weed. Lend him a bit of weed. You don't just lend weed out, brother. That's fucking rude. The snake knew him for being a punk-ass bitch who could easily run like a punk if he so happened to want to run like a punk. Wow. She asked him, I'll stick with that one, if he knew someone who would vouch for him. This is the Mr. Rat, I think. Yeah, baby, yeah, answered the sexy rat with much swag. The cat has promised to be my confidant. All right, it's got a confidant. The cat yelled the snake with indignity. I know big words like indignity. You think I would trust you on the word of the cat? I know the cat, and he do what he wants and runs off without paying me for my weed. As for you, you slick-ass rat, I'd have little chance of collecting debt from you. And it says the meaning of this story is guilt by association is real. There's a lot of knowledge in this book right here. It's midnight in the sewers, everybody. So this is a very special time of the show. It's the time when your host likes to, to spill more wine into his cup. But there's a lot of characters out there that we don't know if they're real, but we say they are. Like Shakespeare, Aesop, Socrates, The Big Bang, Monica Lewinsky. There's a lot of notorious characters that might not exist in reality. We don't know. But the stories that we get from them, like, where stuff might have came from or why my cigar smells like that, the story still lives on. And that's all we really need from these characters is the story. We don't need them to be real. Their story is what makes things them real. You know what I'm saying? Like this book of fables that I found, we're learning lessons from life that these characters might not be real, but the lessons are real. I heard stuff like Aesop was a slave. He had like 5 eyeballs. He was grotesque. He was disgusting. This actually is a good idea here. This is what we have to do. We have to form characters around a writing style, because it's just a writing style, isn't it? It's like animals that teach you a lesson. That's what they do, I think. That's what Aesop's Fables is. It's not, the person doesn't exist anymore, but the idea of his writing does. It's kind of like an evolution of H.P. Lovecraft and Cthulhu and all that. Like in Aesop supposedly existed in like 650 BC. That's 2,600 years ago. It's a long time ago. Shit that happened 100 years ago is ancient to us. Things that happened a couple days ago is ancient. After that much time, things get lost in the mix. They change up. I'm sure one day we'll read about Lovecraft as writing all this other stuff that he didn't even write that other people have written, and the mythos will grow on its own. So why not utilize these massive, expansive, long time lengths for shorter increments of success? Create a fake writer that has a writing style, which is known by the group and everybody writes for that person. They release stories under that person's name that all have the same, there'll be a very big stylistic thing of it, and it'll get its own name, like Aesop's Fables. You know what it means. It means furries and lessons. So why not extend this and do something? I don't know. Really don't know. I was just going out on a tangent and thinking. Let's do a voicemail. 917-719-5923.
Yo, Nick, when you gonna fix your fucking RSS feed?
Whoa. A few hours ago, actually. So you can check it out now. It's fixed. RSS is easy. Fucking it up is easy as well. 917-719-5923. Is that my number?
Hey, Nick, the Rat. Are you talking about mycelial networks? I think they mentioned that in Star Trek Discovery as well.
Yeah.
Like a fungus that grows among the roots and shares information or nutrients or stuff like that. So mycelial network, I think that's the name. And it's a fungus that has like a cooperative relationship with trees. That's my understanding, but I could be wrong.
You know what's better than the mycelial network? The rat horse network. Thank you so much. We don't need mice or seals to jump through time and space. Rats and horses is all you need. We are having a voice coming into all of our ears. Hello, caller. Is that, are you here?
Yes?
Yes, you are here?
Yes.
Are you near the front gate or the back gate?
Both gates.
Oh,
There's a double-headed ram charging both gates.
Wait a second. Are you trying to tell me a fable? Are you writing a fable right now?
Yes. I have much information on fables.
Oh, do you?
From past and future. Are we live?
Are we live? That's a very Freudian concept there.
I don't want to fuck your mother, so I'm not Freudian.
Why did Freud get so much popularity? It's so weird how
Because
certain...
I did fuck your mother.
It's so weird how certain philosophers and philosophies gain traction and...
what about Jung? That guy, that blows my mind. The whole behavioral aspects that he kind of pontificates upon. Because if we're behavioral constructs, then how the fuck is he going to judge it?
Using
it's our behavior, not his. Jung, Carl Jung.
His behavior was to judge our behaviors.
I love you, Nick. Let me tell you about fables.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you started with Aesop, Asshop, or whatever you want to call him.
Sloppy.
But we're going to have to talk deeper about, because you're looking that far back, you have to narrow your focus a bit, come more current. You've got the Bible, all that shit. We're talking Old Testament. What is his name? Charlie, who was going to kill his son, Henry, on the altar until the god Jesus. What? I don't speak Jewish.
Okay.
I don't know.
The Bible
but
is sort of
he
like...
called it off. He said, "No, don't kill your son because Moses, and I'm going to flood everyone and kill everyone. It doesn't matter if you kill your son." And then there was Eden, and because you're naked, you're bad. What the fuck? I'm naked now. How the fuck is it bad? God damn. Anyway, but then you have the New Testament. You're looking at Jesus Cristo comes into town, and he's writing all kind of, oh my God, he can walk on water. He can electrocute. Well, he didn't electrocute. He actually rescued her. brought him back to life. So whatever. Yeah, but all those Jesus stories, and then you come a little more modern. I'm going to skip a huge gap, actually, but we got American heroes. Oh my God, George Washington never told a lie. That's a fable. Then you got the cherry tree that Charlie Chaplin. No, not Charlie Chaplin.
We should try to infect history with our own narrative.
Abraham Lincoln, he cut down the cherry tree, remember? And then you got Charlie Chaplin as the president.
Did you hear?
Who never knew what was going on.
Caller, hold on one second.
Because he's an actor.
Caller, hold on one
and
second.
when you get actors in the presidential office,
we're all actors in this life. We're all actors.
And then you get these great patriotic stories of these young men who go and sacrifice their fucking lives to play in a sandbox. Dude,
I
almost went and played in the sandbox. That's fucking dangerous. These dudes are dying in a sandbox,
and
we're calling them patriots. That's a fucking fable, yo.
That's more like there's something else. But did you hear that George Washington had one wooden testicle? Did you know that?
I'm really erect right now. Let's talk more about George Washington and wood.
He had a fake wooden teeth, and he was like, "This is so great," and he lost a testicle from chopping down a cherry tree. He missed once, and he slabbed his testicle right off.
Because the wood would absorb the blood and the moisture, and he'd get infected and lose his penis.
That's right. They used to call him Old Wood.
Is that why he was such a great leader? Yeah. Because he wanted his penis back?
Could be. He looked at every American as being a penis and wanting to secure them. He probably wanted to do good for them as well, because, you know.
So is Mexico like his scrotum?
Could be. Could
or maybe Canada, because if he's laying down, getting spun by Antarctica.
Did George Washington ever go to Mexico? Did he ever meet the Mexicans?
I don't know. Did he ever meet you? Have you met George Washington?
When the first president, was it just 13 colonies, or was it the whole United States of America?
The whole 13 was America at that point. We have 13 stars, and that's racist. We have 13 bars. No one even looks at that shit. Then you get that circular thing of 13 stars, and people are freaking out. The X or the rebel Confederate thing, that's 13. People are not thinking. We need fables to make people think.
Well, nobody's ever going to think. If they see something they don't like, they're going to fucking go insane and kill you for it.
Exactly why we need fables. If I were to cry upon my deathbed, I'm Aesop, no one would know what the fuck I'm talking about. Is Asshop? Does he have diarrhea? I mean, should we plug it quick?
Popular
that
way
weird
to die.
Glass ass plug, anal plug that they use to keep corpses from leaking.
So what you're trying to say are that the furries were right?
Oh my god, I love furries. Have you ever dressed as a furry, Nick?
Never. Why would I do that? I'm already furry. That's like a human putting skin on. That's like a...
Well, I'm actually pretty furry myself, but it would be fun because it's like putting on a mask and fucking. Oh, I already do that because it's required by the CDC to fuck with a mask on.
Well, at least they make the mask with the
I've
holes
not really
in it now
fucked, actually. I've just masturbated. But I put a mask on just to be safe.
Do you wear skin gloves to masturbate?
Germans actually, they call gloves hand shoes. And basically directly translates to hand shoes. That's why it was so funny that Adam Curry, he mentioned that the Dutch called the face mask, they call them face diapers. I was laughing my ass off saying, yes, the Germans call shoes, or they call gloves hand shoes, because that's just the Dutchism, the direct translation, Kind of wild. Blows my mind.
I wish something would blow my dick. What are you doing later?
Oh, Joe. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Nick the Rat Radio, where we run a PG show with PG people. And PG means pretty good. Let's listen to another song here. We have Dumpster Fire Day by Darklight City.
Gives a fine, understated performance in the role of a gentle alien who accidentally lands in New York City, where he finds much that is strange and frightening. Here's the scene.
And he says, all right, Mr. Bartender, here's your 4 guys to drink at your bar. Bartender goes, great, Joe, there's your $2. So they're just sitting around the bar talking. The bartender goes, you know, Joe, these 4 guys, they're kind of lonely, Joe. I was wondering if you could go out and get 4 girls to drink with the 4 guys. I'll give you $2 more. Joe goes, sure, that's easy. I got lots of girlfriends. So Joe goes out and the cards. That's right. So Joe goes out, and Joe's gone 5, he's gone 10, he's gone 15, he's gone 17 minutes, and he comes back huffing and puffing. He says, all right, Mr. Bartender, there's your 4 girls to drink with the 4 guys. Bartender goes, great, Joe, there's your $2. But Joe, it took you so long to get the girls. The guys, they left, Joe. So do me one last favor. Go out and get me 4 more drinking buddies, 2 cases of Ace High whiskey, change for $2.20. I'll give you $2 more. The last time I'll send you out. Joe goes, sure, but I'm sick of going out. I don't want to go out anymore. So cut the cards. So Joe goes out, and this time Joe hurries back. He's gone 5, he's gone 10, he's gone 15 minutes, and he comes back and he says, all right, Mr. Bartender, there's your 4 drinking buddies, your 2 cases of Ace High whiskey, and your change for $2.20. Bartender goes, great, Joe, there's your $2. Thanks a lot. So they're just sitting around the bar talking. The bartender goes, are you a family man, Joe? He goes, I sure am. I got 7 kids, 4 boys, 3 girls. Bartender goes, I got 7 kids, 3 boys, 4 girls. That's great, Joe. How old are you, Joe? Well, I'm 67. My wife, she says she's 55. She's really 65. Oh, that's great, Joe. Joe, are you a gambler, man? I sure am. I play at the 96 Club on 42nd Street. The other night I won $499. My partner, he had a full house, aces over 8s, which usually wins, but I said, not this time, sucker. I got a straight flush.
The Brother from Another Planet. This month on the Movie Channel.
Hello, comrades. Do you know how it is hard to go onto a website with lactating men or watching little children ride little animals, and then you hear knock at door, is government man with gun waiting to shoot you, lock you up, put you into a cage, and put you on display for Lord and Savior Putin to beat you with his penis. Yeah, this is no good. I do not enjoy it either. And most VPN services in communist Russia, it's no help, does not help me become the pervert of the future that I would like to be. So basically, there is new service recently purchased from Mr. Bemrose himself to put into Russia. It is Sir Bemrose's Russian VPN. Is now owned by Russian government. We do not spy on people. The packets are always kept hidden, like undercover. You cannot see, they do not see the packets. You go onto your dating website, you look for a partner, you are big horny hentai man. Your government won't know. They won't come to your house, knock on your door. If you order drugs, like marijuana or any type of drugs on the internet, they do not care. They will look right through it. They just see static. They do not see what's going on. Trust me. You could trust me, your friend Boris VPN on off. Sir Bemrose talked to me on phone personally. He sound much like a little boy. Sound like Mr. Bemrose doesn't work out much. His pecs are probably really small. My pecs really big. I think Mr. Bemrose started the VPN service to go look at My Little Pony websites, and he was being harassed by his government man because Senor Trump, he does not like pony boys, but he sold his technology to Russia, and now we are advertising Mr. Sir Bemrose's Russian VPN is new addition to old Sir Bemrose VPN service. You and me together will make world great again. You don't have to worry about being spotted for being a weird freak on the internet. If you look at, let me look at my search history right here. Let me bring up web page and go to my search history. Let's see how to become big, strong man in Russia today. That's me. Yes, I searched for that. Like this one, I like pictures of how to get my sister naked, not looked frowned upon in Russia. They will arrest you on spot if they knew you were looking for this. But if you look for this with Sir Bemrose's Russian VPN service, you could look like you are coming out in a Swedish VPN, Swedish internet. They don't care what you do in Sweden. I've been there once. There's brothers and sisters all over there touching each other on the buttocks, a little butt touches, and they don't care. I wish to move there one day, but I am trying to sell this VPN service so I can truly go there myself and become big, strong sister butt toucher. I think Sir Bemrose will totally be cool with this because his VPN service lets me search for this in mother country of Russia. Putin doesn't know. Order yours today, or we will come to your house and break your legs. Maybe if I could find you. But if you're using Sir VPN, VPN, Bemrose's, I will be able to find you because I actually do have backdoor access to your sister. I tap her on the butt. I see her back door. I get access. I see everything you do. But it's just me. Don't worry about your government seeing it or your neighbor seeing. Just me. Yes, I love Sir Bemrose Russian VPN service. Order now. 917-719-5923. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Hey, in the sewer, Nick the Rat. So I got an update on the instant coffee bit. I made a cup. I gave it to him. He wasn't paying attention. He took that first sip and, oh my God, it was glorious. He almost spewed it all over his keyboard. I mean, it was just great. He looked at the cup, looked back up, drank half of it, got up, went over to the coffee pot where we already had a pot of normal coffee. Proceeded to refill the cup, drink it down, look back up, nod his head. Okay, no problem. I just found out he's also used it for making coffee when he's been too lazy to make a regular pot of coffee, so that's a good thing. I mean, at least he's not saying it's shit or anything. And I will admit, I have it next to my computer, the container of instant coffee. And on the days when I really need a very fast pick-me-up before work, I have a spoon, I have instant coffee, I just eat a spoonful. It's like eating astronaut ice cream, only it tastes like coffee. So, not a bad thing. I mean, he's willing to use it to make coffee. I mean, not all the time, but hey, it's a step in the right direction, I guess you could say. I mean, hell, it's better than the Starbucks instant coffee.
Oh.
Shit. Anything's better than Starbucks instant coffee. So there's your update. He made a mess, he cleaned it up, and he still drank it. Anyway, y'all take care. Have a good evening. Enjoy. Bye.
I know I played that last week, but I don't remember it. I didn't remember the whole that. I wanted to hear it again. But thank you so much for the update. Let's listen to Periodic Fable by Desertus.
We are interrupting this program to broadcast a special communique. The armed forces have been entrusted with the task of maintaining law and order. A state of emergency was proclaimed at 12 noon today. What I'm concerned about is our lives.
There'll be ample time to panic when they run out of food and go on a 24-hour forage.
The mission is desperate. The government consists of men who are completely unimaginative. So if we want the world to survive, we have to do the job ourselves. Automobiles can't move us fast enough to get us out of the area of destruction.
Get out of here, both of you. Doc, you go and rally a bone somewhere else. I look after my own problems. I'll be here. Get out of here. Just let me alone, that's all. Get out. Just let me alone.
Caller.
Just let me alone.
Hello?
Are you there, caller?
Yes, I am. You need to turn down your radio.
I just turned my radio down. Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sometimes I have my radio really loud. I'm sorry.
You had it cranked.
I had it cranked up high.
You didn't stop the music, did you?
You said you had I had to turn down the radio.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're sorry. First you complain about it. Now you're sorry. I don't know where do you stand? Can you take a firm stance, sir, caller? Thank you. I like a firm man. I don't like a what do they call it? A flippity flop.
I've had too many beers tonight to maintain a stance on anything.
Well, all right. Well, then sit down, grab yourself a chaise lounge, relax, and tell me, have you ever read a fable in your entire life?
I've read Aesop's fables back in the day, and I remember them being really weird. Some of them.
No, it's all about furries, right?
Dark, like dark endings to them, and that's why the mouse died.
Well, we usually call those cornholes. Oh, you mean those other dark endings? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. And in the end, the mouse gets stomped on, or something happens that's really kind of like dark at the end.
Well, life is pretty dark. It's not like sunshines and lollipops. The people that made that song are they probably had a lot of hard times in their life.
That's probably true, because the fables were probably quite foretelling then of people's, hey, this is what you get to expect in life, kind of thing. Maybe maybe they were supposed to be almost like a parable.
It is a parable. You compare.
Yeah.
It's a comparable. Is that where parable came from? Parable is like running alongside of it, right? Like as a parallelogram.
Yeah. No.
If you get paralyzed, does that mean you get like your eyes are separated at the right length? Yeah, paralyze.
No, I think that's different. That's Like they're the same level.
Oh, okay. They're parallel. Your eyes are parallel.
You're parallel to the horizon.
That's good to be. It's good to be parallel with the horizon. Otherwise, you get all fucking twisted. You trip all over your feet and shit. Sucks.
Well, that's when you know you're no longer parallel to the horizon. You've had too much to drink.
Did you ever? Because like we all heard. I think actually, thousands of years of people for at least 2,000 years plus have heard these fables, Aesop's fables mainly. I'm talking about, but they're looked at as children's stories. Now, do you think when Aesop first came out with these fables, do you think they were children's stories, or oh my God, we're all going to die in about 5 days? Here's a story.
They seem more towards the darker side, kind of like that. Like it's like doom and gloom, kind of.
Well, it was doom and gloom back then. Would they live to be like 20?
Yeah. 21.
21 was their. So, well, Jesus lived to be
Blackjack.
30 supposedly. So he was like, well, he also got murdered, but maybe how like the average age of just falling off the planet that is extended, hasn't it? Or was that a lie? Is that a big lie?
No, I think we live longer now.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, because you got like Moses. How old was Moses? I mean, so, seriously, if you look back to that.
So they're lying to maybe we
Moses
used to
was
live
like-
longer a long time ago, and we're living shorter times now, but we just tell ourselves these lies to make us feel good. Like, yeah, you're gonna die real soon, but it's longer than the people back in the day when they lived to be 300. I mean, 30.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, hey, he lived to be 300. He was really bored by the time he died.
They're vampires, maybe.
So you don't want to be around and be that bored ever.
Well,
33 is a good age.
I haven't been bored. And have you ever been bored recently?
Oh yeah.
I pray for boredom. I'm like, oh man, I hope today I'm bored for at least a couple hours. That'd be great.
Boredom can be nice. You can accomplish a lot of relaxing during boredom.
It's like, damn, I ain't got shit to do. I'm bored.
I was
This is
going to try
great.
and say it could be productive, but you're bored, so how is it productive?
Well, it can't be a productive time. If it's productive, then you're not really bored. So
Maybe
then
it
you
is
probably
productive,
haven't
you
been
just don't
bored in
think it
forever.
is.
Caller, are you on a boat?
No, I'm not on a boat.
Have you ever been on a boat?
Is it? I have been on a boat recently too.
I got this feeling that you were. I'm actually been taking psychic classes through the Dark Sewer Network. They're only $69.99 a course, but I've been learning how to become a psychic. Was this boat bigger than 50 feet?
No, it's not.
All right, I want my refund. Diane, can you? I want my money back. They said 100%. Okay. Well, anyway, boats are cool. I like boats.
I was out fishing. It was only like a 14-foot boat.
You know, I actually was going to say it was smaller than a 15-foot boat, but then I thought that you were on a bigger. I saw there was an image in my mind.
See, you didn't follow the first image. You should have followed the first image.
Usually, the first is the best.
Oh yeah.
Your
yeah.
first decision is usually the best one. You should always go with. That's how. That's what I've
Maybe
learned.
That's what the fables were about, making the right decision first.
It's so hard to make the right decision. There's
Well,
there's a lot more to life these days than 650 BC.
oh yeah.
There's more there's like 5G and Satan, shit like that. You know?
Cardi B, 5G, and Cardi B.
Cardi B. Did you see that? Like the people were putting their face on Cardi B's body. What was that? That was like some weird app. That was like a jibber jabber. One of those
Does it make
elf.
you do the noise too? What's the noise that she does?
Like
can't even remember.
I can't do. It's like. I don't know. She's. Oh, there you go. You got it.
Sounds like. I think it sounds like brake squeaking. It's like.
Your brakes better stop you before you get into her mouth. Caller. There's an old saying that says the furries were right and you were wrong. Do you agree with this saying?
I tend to agree with that.
We gotta hang up on this person. Nick the Rat thinks that nobody is more right than anybody else. This is very trying times, and I think we're all very wrong. And I read that in a story once. Let me read you another fable here. I got a fable. This one's called The Rats and the THC. All right, let's read this one here. A jar full of flowery sticky icky was set out on a table. The sweet smell of the weed soon brought a large gathering of rats squirming about. They did not take no for no, and no. They did not take no for no and no. Indeed, they started to roll up and make giant joints out of the weed. The rats were quickly covered in smoke and sticky resin from head to toe. Their feet became stuck to the table, and they couldn't pull out of the sweet, gushy stuff. And so they died, giving their lives for the sake of a sweet taste of bud. Moral of the story, don't smoke strangers' weed without a guru. It may destroy you. Sticky icky traps. Could be. Noah lived 950? Shit, I thought it was only like 300, man. Were most of this time that he spent living this long on the boat? Like, because being on a boat in the middle of nowhere after like everybody you know died and you have to feed all these animals, that kind of sucks. It must have felt like 950 years for him. It might have been like a couple of days. Anyway, let's listen to some more music over here. Let's continue with periodic fable Desertus.
Tell everyone to stay off the streets and remain calm. That goes for everybody. Right? Well, what do we do now? There's nothing we can do.
Oh, it's horrible. Oh, Georgia, the professor's been killed. Gary's disappeared, and now we just buried Linda. Which one of us is going to be next? I don't want to die, don't want to die, don't want to die. Now stop it, will you? Stop it before you drive us all crazy. Not me, not me.
Everybody in the...
Hello, caller?
Hey, Nick the Rat, this is Metis.
Metis, can you turn your radio down a little bit in the background there?
Yeah.
Thank you. Gee, is this your first time calling?
Yeah.
I still hear me. This is so rude. I can't. Can you take your radio and throw it out the window?
Hold on. I don't have any windows. I'm in my mom's basement.
I thought I saw you right next to my mom's basement. There's a joke somewhere in there. I can't find it. Anyway, how are you doing this evening?
I'm good. I wanted to tell a fable that I heard a long time ago. It's the fable of the Barnyard Band, if that'll be all right.
Oh, this sounds amazing. Go for it.
All right. So there's this barnyard, and a horse was walking past the farmer's house and heard a rock and roll record, and decided that he wanted to learn to play guitar. He heard an awesome riff, and he was like, I'll learn to play guitar. So he went to the music store and bought a guitar and and asked the guy there, he's like, can I take some lessons? And the guy at the guitar store was like, I don't know if you can play with hooves, so hold on, I got a buddy who's real smart at engineering. Let me see what I can do. Come back tomorrow. So the horse comes back tomorrow, and the engineer buddy's there, and he made him some hands so he could play guitar.
Holy shit! He made them overnight. Get this guy a job somewhere.
So he made some amazing robotic hands for this horse so he could learn to play guitar, and he learned really well. And he was in the barnyard jamming one day, and a cow walked past and was like, "Wow, that's amazing. Is there any way that I could maybe learn to play the bass and we could jam together?" And he's like, "Yeah, come down here. We'll get you some hands too." So the cow went, and he got a bass guitar, and the horse would play the guitar, and the cow would play the bass.
They should instead of calling it Guitar Center, they should call it Hand Center, because the hands are cooler than guitars.
The hands are way cooler than guitars.
But okay, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting your story.
You're fine. And so they're jamming, and there's a chicken, and of course he doesn't have to get any robot hands or anything. He can just peck on the drums, so he can play the drums just pecking on them. So that's no problem. So he just gets in there, and he's natural at it. So these three barnyard animals are just going to town, and they're starting to play gigs around town at local bars. Well, a big city executive comes to town to hear the barnyard band and signs them on the spot. $1 million record deal. And they start making music videos, and they're all barnyard themed, and they're getting rich and famous, and billions of views on YouTube. These barnyard animals playing these instruments, and the MTV Video Music Awards is coming up, and they get an invitation to be the guests of honor. And the horse's wife is actually pregnant with their first child, and he's trying to decide whether he wants to go to the hospital and see the birth of his first child, or whether he wants to fly to New York and be with his band on the big night, the culmination of all of their hard work. And he decides to go to the hospital. He's halfway in between, so he hopped in the cab and got in the cab and went to the hospital. And when he got there, the doctor, one of the best doctors, because he's rich and famous, so one of the best doctors comes out, and he's like, I'm so sorry, your wife and your newborn on the way to the hospital, they were in a terrible car accident, and they're both dead. And the horse doesn't know what to do. He goes over and he sits in the waiting room, and he's sitting there in the waiting room and turns on the waiting room has a big screen TV sitting there, and it's got CNN on. And it says, "News flash, the Barnyard Band's private jet fell out of the sky on the way to New York to the MTV Movie Awards." So he lost his wife and his newborn child, and lost his bandmates, and his whole life has fallen apart.
Did he also get hands for his back hooves as well, or just his front hooves?
Well, he had to get robotic feet so he can run around stage and do power slides and kick and all that nonsense.
Yeah, I'm going to Guitar Center.
So he had to, come on, these are stupid questions, Nick. This is something you should understand.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
So the horse is sitting there in the waiting room, just crying his eyes out into his robotic hands, and he stumbles out of the hospital emergency room entrance and looks across the street, and there's a little pub, and he walks in, and the bartender says, "Why the long face?"
understand.
Gods will destroy you. Your power fails. You cannot endure.
Destroy. The gods destroy me.
Very phenomena have been reported from many countries. Large herds of animals are abandoning the coastal regions and making their way to the interior in a colossal and surprising migration, which hour by hour assumes ever more alarming proportions. We are informed that out-of-season migrations of this magnitude have never before been recorded. It appears that this unease is affecting not only the wild animal population, it has also been reported from zoos and owners of domesticated animals. Authorities agree the animal's acute instinct has evidently sensed an indefinable menace, but discloses that the causes of this...
We're depending on you, Mr. Barrington, as chief of the Psychological Bureau, to unleash every propaganda means at your disposal to tranquilize public opinion. You can count on it, General. More people are making decisions. That's the trouble with this system. That stuff should have never left here. It would be this bad. That's just the point. Nothing should have been done till all the information was in. Frank, I'm sure they didn't anticipate this. It sounded like a...
Ships of an alien source are approaching from the sky. Radio contact has been attempted but cannot be established. Instructions are to prepare for an attack by an unknown enemy.
Right. We're in a rotten situation. An unprecedented one. But I'm not gonna fall apart, and neither is anyone else as long as I can help it. Look, you don't build all at once. I didn't like to let them go so far off the beaten path. So long past my welcome. Beaten paths are for beaten men.
We are now gathering all possible data in preparation for landing. However, no observation from orbit can let us know the answer to the most important question we've come to ask Venus. Does life in any form exist on this planet? And if so, what kind?
Good night, Medus. Thank you for the subscribes.
Want to take a ride? From the dark sewer in the filthy American Northeast, it's Nick the Rat Radio with your host, Nick the Rat. Now, here's Nick.
That's very true. I am back. I still have to send her out some artwork. Dame Jennifer, man, she's killing it with the No Agenda animated series. Finds the perfect clips, the perfect animation. There's so many cool people in the community. The community is great. Mo Fax, incredible. I'm out of beer. A couple days ago. That's why I'm drinking wine tonight. Fables. You know, Nick the Rat, I heard there's a fable written about me, but it's not over yet. So we're still waiting for the end of that one to happen. I give it any day now, probably. No, I'm joking. Nick the Rat's gonna be around for 900 years. The next Moses has just entered the building. 917-719-5923.
Hey, kids! Wanna play a game?
Oh, God.
Wanna play a motherfucking game?
Oh.
Open your mouth. Oh, no, your mom already did.
All right, well, they wouldn't be kids then. Call her. Jeez. All right, 917-719-5923. Let's clear our palate with this.
A gnat flew over a meadow. with much buzzing for such a small creature, and he settled on the tips of one of the horns of a bull. After he had rested for a short time, he made ready to fly away. But before he left, he begged the bull's pardon for having used his horns as a resting place. "You must be very glad to have me gone now," the gnat said. "It's all the same to me," replied the bull. "I didn't even know you were there."
That story actually, it looks, hold on. I think this book is actually rewriting these. This one, look, this one's called Beauty and the Simp. Was that what the one that Color just read? Oh, sorry about that. Otas in the house. We have Beauty and the Simp. It's like Otas. This one here reads, a simp was walking down the street and became tired. He walked into a cafe and sat next to a beautiful woman. After he rested a short time, he stood up ready to walk some more. But before he left, he begged the beautiful woman's pardon for sitting next to her. You must be very glad to have me go now, he said. It's all right. It's all the same to me, replied the beauty. I did not even know you were there. Beauty and the Simp. The moral of this story is we are often often of greater importance in our own eyes than in the eyes of our attractive neighbors. The simp-minded drown in pride. Holy shit. Those stories are very close together. Very close together. Let's see if we have any gas blast. Let's see if we have anything in that gas hole. What are your thoughts on Giga Chad? Ugh. I'd sit on his face. He looks like he'd be a fun chair. I don't know. Giga Chad? I'll pass there. A lot of important stuff still happening tonight. Some of them haven't even taken place yet, if you know what I'm trying to say. All right. We have to listen to a clip of John McAfee. I'm sorry. I interviewed him once, and he just has these very interesting. It's almost like he's telling a little fable. Now, I forget what this exact clip says, but I have to play it. I have to play this. I don't want to read the. This is like a fable. Let's just pretend this is John McAfee telling us a fable.
20% of you who've left home in the past year have returned home. No goddamn jobs for you. You got degrees in engineering and everything else. Can't get a fucking job. Why? Well, not because of coronavirus, but because of our government's response to it by shutting down the economy. Now, what are you supposed to do? I get messages all the time. I have a degree in engineering. What do I do? It's a piece of paper. You'll not make a dime from that, not for 10 fucking years until our economy recovers. In the meantime, what do? By looking for a job that requires an engineering degree, you're limiting yourself. You ain't going to get one, not this fucking year, people. Oh, there's such a goddamn surplus you wouldn't believe. So what do? Use your fucking heads. Good God. I mean, you've got... Look it up. Jobs. What is available? Well, there's professional fucking snuggler. I goddamn am telling you the truth. Google it. Every city in America. Hire yourself out. $80 to $100 fucking dollars an hour. No sex. Snuggling with people who are lonely and need a fucking snuggle. What else we got? We got, whoa, here's one.
I think that's illegal these days.
Ayurvedic consultant. It's an ancient Hindu healing technique. It takes 1 goddamn month to learn, and you can charge $200 an hour. No license required. Put an ad in the newspaper on your Your website. What do we else? Well, feng shui consultant, $1,000 per job and requires no training, really. Just put a name. I'm a feng shui consultant. What else we got? We've got ethical hackers, professional attendees. People actually pay money to attend their goddamn funerals, weddings, and parties. Why? They want to prove that they know lots of people.
Is that for real?
You millennials, you young motherfuckers, you have to wake up, change your perspective of reality. Good luck.
Well, there's a nice little fable for you from John McAfee, everybody. Always fun to hear the great John McAfee yell at people. It's probably high. Sometimes I spell gas blast wrong. Or also, it's like, is there a space or not? Sometimes it brings up different searches. Nope, we're all out of gas blast. We are almost done with the show, everybody. It's 1 a.m. I'm very happy that we have people here still. I feel connected. I feel like part of a group, a community, a little sector of people. Some people in the group are parasites and secrete acid, but they're very apparent people. You know, when there's a bleeding anus in a room of people, it's pretty hard. It's pretty easy to tell. It's like, oh, look at that big old bleeding anus over there, and then you see the Fallout text that pops up, or the Oblivion. Nobody liked that. Nobody liked that. So, you know, you could come hang out with all of us in the sewer chat, and you could come and be an asshole, and we'll all know. Or you could come and be cool, and we'll all know as well. That's the cool part. Rim job, that shit gonna taste metallic. What the hell's going? Okay, maybe you don't want to come into the chat room. I'm looking at the chat room right now, and I think I'm gonna leave it. Let's listen to a voicemail. 917-719-5923.
Nicholas Rattus. We were disconnected somehow. I did not get my blowjob, and I'm a little disgruntled, but then I tuned in to your radio. I turned up my goddamn speakers, and I realized, wow, you're operating on quite the delay. That actually gives a lot of interference for our drinking betting game, because if you have that much delay, there's possibility for the Bluetooth technologies, and you're whispering amongst the members of our cult who are betting against and on various variables of your show, and you have such a delay that you can really overcompensate and influence the betting against the winners, because if we're winning and you decide to go on a commercial break or disconnect or cut off someone or speak over them, as you seldom do. But wow, this is cause for legal action, Nick.
Where's the hang up button? Where's Diane hang up? You play one more voicemail to get that bad taste out of our mouth.
This is the story of Karen the Crow. One day, Karen the Crow went to the store. They did not have what Karen wanted, so Karen asked to talk to management. Management came out, and Karen the Crow cawed and cawed and cawed at management until she got what she wanted. The end. The moral of the story is, don't mess with Karen Crow.
Usually fables don't... It's more than just one... It's it's endoming. It endomes a group, a large sector of the population. That's not just one person. Anyway, that was a great fable. Thank you so much for that call. We should probably go to a musical interlude by Alex Kramer. The Boys Are Back, featuring Dr. Disrespect, and we'll find out. Is probably going to post it in the chat. I don't know what the fuck is. Halifax.
You're a badass motherfucker. I just wanted to tell you that.
You're building a rat ship here. Fuck that shit!
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Whoa, we don't guarantee anything on Nick the Rat Radio. Except, smiles and... Hi. It's now Thursday in the morning in, the East Coast of the United States of America. Pardon me. I think California is on fire right now. It's kind of scary. I've seen a lot of pictures. It's all red. Maybe we have a fable for them. Fables could always help. Let's see what we have here. A stoner in cop's clothes. Okay, let's read that one. A certain stoner couldn't score weed one night because the watchfulness of the neighborhood police. But one night, the stoner found a police uniform. The next day, the stoner dressed as a cop and went for a walk around the hood. None of the cops noticed that he was able to score some weed. The night the stoner dressed as a cop went out to score more weed near a local 7-Eleven, but that night a cracked out meth head was robbing 7-Eleven and mistaken him sounds like a real weird Jewish word, Yiddish or something. Mistook him for a real cop and ate his face. The moral of the story is the stoner often comes to harm through the cause of others. Mistaken him. The stoner often comes to harm because of others. There you go, everybody. These are really important lessons we're learning tonight on Nick the Rat Radio. I know sometimes it comes in waves, the importance into your brain, and then you're like, whoa. Isn't it weird? Like, most of life, you're really just like walking. You put one leg in front of the other, and you keep doing it. But if you think about it while you're doing it, it becomes a lot more of a chore. But your body does it so automatically that most of life has just become an automatic, like going through it like a mechanical spider. And sometimes you forget that you could interact with people, and just because they might not share the same opinion as you, you don't have to murder them or such. I guess I'm trying to say, I don't know. I'm just trying to say you could probably interact more with people than you know. Yeah. And you should go out there. And just don't ask people to send you cash at nicktherat.com/donate. Hit send cash now. We have a voicemail, 917-795-923.
Hi, Nick. I got a joke for you. So I had to go to the doctor yesterday, and I told him, I said, Doc, you got to do something about my brother-in-law. He's crazy. He thinks he's a fucking chicken. The doctor laughed and said, oh, no problem. I can fix that with hypnosis. Just bring him in. And I said, I would, Doc, but I could really use those eggs.
Let's listen to Steak Fry with the 2020.
This is the year the losers win.
Diane, don't patch those voicemails through. Did you hear that? We're gonna get kicked off YouTube and Twitch. Can't talk about fucking chickens. Oh, she's fucking. No animal abuse, Diane. I told you to.
No more douchebags and leather jackets singing but rock. No more pussy white boys acting like a bunch of cars. No more singing about sucking cock. No more things that make me feel like shit. This is the year the losers will. After losing again and again, this is the year the losers will. And I know you don't see eye to eye. Rest assured there'll come a time when you see none of this was made for you. Only meant to keep you dumb and confused. Keep you from standing tall. Keep you from feeling anything at all. By God, this is the year the losers win.
Something. Is it busy signal? It's because there's like 500 people trying to call in right now. The boards are lighting up. It's craziness down in the sewer. If you're trying to get through, I'm sorry. Jeez. You could go on hold if you called 917-719-5923. Go on hold there and leave a voicemail. Like, oh God, no, really? This person, Diane, I told you no more. Why are you making me go?
Nick, are you fucking serious? You started the show with your guest on mute. This ain't no game. This ain't no motherfucking game. Just take my dick out of your mouth and I don't want to be heard.
All right. That's it. I'm not letting those go through anymore. All right, cool. Yeah, well, okay. Paul, he was coming in through blank on the stream, and he was coming through echoed on Twitch. But I had the recording. That was perfect. And I mixed it in. So when you go to listen to the episode, it's perfect. Even though I was distracted for half the episode clicking buttons. There's a lot going on. To do a proper podcast, it's not just a walk in the park. I'm putting hours in. I'm sitting in the shower thinking about fables and shit and reading these things. This book is filled. I had to pick out only a few gems for you people. All right, look at this one here. Let's grab another story here. The Rat and the Brew. It was a hot day in the sewer, and the rat just got off work. He was very thirsty, but had no coin. The rat came across a beer, left disposed on a sewer grate, but venturing to the can could lead to Mr. Rat falling down the grate. The poor little thing felt as if he might die of thirst. But then he remembered he had an industrial-length silly straw in his back pocket, and centimeter by centimeter he reached it over until he could suck out the remains of the beer. Moral of the story? In a bind, a giant straw might help you. So you need to come across these things when you move and go through them. You shouldn't just throw things out. You should go through. Don't forget to always have a straw with you. Or a stent. You ever see the Lost with the airplane crash and there was somebody bleeding out and they needed to poke a hole in his throat, so they needed a stent, so they used like a fucking sea enemy? Caller, did you ever listen? Did you ever watch? Did you ever see Lost?
Yes, I do not watch television. I just wanted to say the moral of your fable about the silly straw sucking the beer and having a silly straw nearby. The moral is you suck. God, you suck.
Next time you call the show, just turn your radio down at least. I heard the echo in the background. That's not me. I'm not getting the feedback here. I'm not gonna take that blame. A stint. A stint is like a thin straw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Give me your stint. I mean your straw. Okay. We got this whole book here. You guys think that I might be lying to you? Like but there's so much. This is so much content in here, and I'm just trying to whittle it down to a couple of things. All right, how about this one? This looks like a good story. A rat and his reflection. Let's read this one right here. A rat got a bottle of liquor from his boss. On his way home with his prize as fast as he could, he crossed over a flowing river of raw sewage. As he crossed, he happened to look down and saw himself reflected in the shit as if it was in a mirror. The greedy rat thought that he saw another rat carrying a large bottle of liquor that he loved as well, maybe even larger than the one of his own. Instead of thinking, he dropped his bottle and leaped into the river of sewage, only to find himself choking down turds, almost drowning. The rat managed to scramble out as he stood sadly, thinking about his life and the liquor he lost. He realized what a stupid asshole he was. This book is... the moral of that story, it says right here, is it's dumb to be greedy and act out with violence. Don't be a shithead. Very highly specific. So highly specific that I think this might be the word of the Big Bang. Well, everybody, we had a crazy evening tonight. I remember most of it, so that's good. But everything good has to come to an end, and even tonight has to come to an end. We had a lot of fun with callers and Gas Blast and donations and learning about fables and sharing culture and spreading knowledge with each other, becoming more of a solid unit that will not be able to be flushed down the toilet. See, that's what life is these days. It's a lot of an invisible hand flushing a toilet. But the more that we clump, the better time we'll have. Diane, is there any more fable? Oh, there's more fables in this book. We're gonna read you one more, and then we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna have a lovely evening, and we'll be back next week with more Nick the Rat Radio. I'm just so happy that everybody that has tuned in had a good time. I hope everybody had a good time. Life is constipation. All right, let's read one more fable that I found in the sewer house that I moved into. This one is called A Rat and an Ant. A rat saw an ant slip and fall into a pipe flowing with water. The ant struggled to reach the landing, and in pity, the rat tossed him a condom. Clinging to the used condom like a seaman on a sinking ship, the ant floated safely back to the closest ledge. Soon after, hold on one second here. I need a... Soon after, the ant saw a hobo in the sewer getting ready to smash the rat with a concrete brick. But just as he lifted his arms, the ant whipped out a butterfly knife and shanked him in the Achilles heel. The hobo fell over in pain, and the rat ran away safely down the nearest grate. Meaning of the story: you never know who is holding. Well, I hope you've all had a lovely evening, and we'll see you next week on Nick the Rat Radio. DJ AM with Zara Zara Lost Stories.
அடைமழை வரும் அதில் நனைவோமே குளிர்காய்ச்சலோடு ஸ்நேகம் ஒரு போர்வைக்குள் இரு தூக்கம் குழு குழு பொய்கள் சொல்லி என்னை வெல்வாய் அது தெரிந்தும் கூட அன்பே மனம் அது ஏதான் எதிர்பார்க்கும் जरा जरा बहक
You're building a rat ship here.
Motherfucker.
In the morning to Nick the Rat, who
Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Be faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Will you have a drink?
No, you have one with us. Carlo, you order.
Champagne? What was your line?
Tell them who I am, Carlo.
The human cannon boy.
Yes, Flora, the human cannonball.
Must have been before our time.
Oh, naturally. Why, we retired from the profession the same year as Melba. It made quite a sensation when we did, too. But you've heard of me, of course. I was the biggest draw in London. All the swells came to see me, the King Edward and I don't know who all. I was the talk of the town. Isn't that true, Carlo?
She crowded the old aquarium for a year.
It was the most spectacular act they ever had. But what did you do? I was fired out of a cannon. Believe me, it was a real sensation. But you know what the public is. They only want to change. However good it is, they get sick of it, then they don't come to see you no more. It'll happen to you, my dear, same as it happened to me. It comes to all of us. But Mr. Panizzi always had his head screwed on right.
What's the good of going on risking your neck when they don't care anymore? So we came down here and bought a cafe.
Here's to you both.
Cheers.
Stop killing animals! Rats have rights! Buy on veggies! Rats have rights!
But if you want some, you can get it in the Dark Sewer Pharmacy.